During the 1994 genocide, many of the cyclists of Team Rwanda were small children. For 11 years, these young cyclists had lived in the aftermath of one of modern-day history's most devastating genocides.
You could see how much hope the bike gave them, because it was their way out.
The new award-winning documentary, Rising from Ashes, opens this weekend, and it features a plot that almost seems like fiction. A group of struggling genocide survivors from Rwanda training as a cycling team for the 2012 Olympics. The film opens today, and joining us, our producer, Greg Kwedar, here in New York, as well as Jock Boyer, the team's cycling coach. He's coming to us via Skype in Rwanda. Thank you both so much for being here. Greg, let me turn to you first for this. What was the hardest part for you all logistically about getting this film made?
Well, you know, when you're making a film from 10,000 miles away from home, just even everything like putting this production together, electricity, travel, the roads, but then more importantly, being culturally sensitive to the people you're working with, really trying to form a relationship and understand them as people.
You mentioned the logistics. Jock, let me bring you in here. When you first moved to Rwanda to help the team train, what kind of conditions were they riding in, and what was the equipment like in the beginning for them when they started their training?
The beginning, it was equipment 25 years old, so half of the time on our training rides we're trying to fix either flat tires or things that broke or things that normally we wouldn't even have to deal with in America or any other first world country.
Cycling in general is somewhat of a brutal sport physically. I mean, you have to be able to take physical punishment to make it in cycling. I'm wondering how the experiences and the horrors that these men had witnessed as children in Rwanda, how did this help them succeed once they got on their bikes and they had to go through that grueling training?
I think it really was a positive, because in cycling, when you exercise, even when you exercise anywhere, you release something called endorphins, and that is like a natural morphine. It's something that takes your mind away from things that might be troubling you. So, and it also kind of releases your mind. It gets you to think of positive thoughts. It gets you to really put yourself in a definitely a more positive light.
Greg, how did the members of the team fare when they came to the Olympics last year?
Well, Adrian Neon-Schutte, who became sort of the focus of the film, lost so much during the genocide, has so much trauma, but it's funny how he really became the cyclist that accomplished the most and made it to the Olympics, was the first Rwandan to make it to the Olympics in mountain biking. And when he finished the race, he didn't win, but the announcer came up to us afterwards and said that, I just got to tell you, the crowd, when Adrian came across the line at 39th place, was as loud as the gold medalist.
I can believe that, and I imagine for him, just finishing must have been a gold medal in itself.
Yeah, and he's still got huge dreams. I mean, his next vision is to compete in the Tour de France, and actually Team Rwanda is now moving into other conflict regions throughout Africa with the goal of forming a continental team to be the first all-black, all-African team in the Tour de France and change the game of cycling forever.
Jock, you're obviously still there and helping with this. Let's just talk about what you see when you go out in the communities. I mean, do little kids do they sort of look at this and now think of this as a potential dream for them that they might never have considered before, since this has happened with this team in the Olympics?
Absolutely, and we even saw evidence of it recently. One of our riders, who's an orphan, Gasori, during the Tour de France, he would go to his hometown and the whole town would gather around one TV that actually had the Tour de France on it. And that we never would have seen 5 years ago. And these guys are like heroes in the country. There is now a whole racing culture of cycling that's been, just forming and growing ever since the team became a team.
Congratulations for your work there. Jock Boyer, he's the cycling coach of the team, and Greg Kwedar, thanks, the producer on the film, and it is called Rising from Ashes. It opens in New York and Los Angeles today. Appreciate you both being with us.